YouTube, what's happening? It is Monday, October 7th, and you can see we have two games to talk about in the MLB playoffs. Yesterday, we had two games. I had 4 total plays, went 4-0, swept the board, had both overs, and had 2 HRR props that both smacked it. It was beautiful. Love a nice sweep for the day. Today, we have Detroit and Cleveland and KC in New York. So we're going to break down the games, look at the total spread, whatever. We're going to look at who's going pitching, what have they done. We're going to look at props. We're going to look at all of it like usual, typical baseball day. So let's go ahead and jump into that first game right now. All right, first game, we got Detroit and Cleveland. You can see it's at 4:08 Eastern. We have Detroit as a slight favorite on the money line, and we have a total of six. That's the lowest total I've seen all year. It was that. The 6.5 was the lowest previously, and that was the Wrigley game where it was like 25-mile-an-hour winds. So, I mean, 6 is crazy. So, let's look at the information, what's happened. So, Cleveland and Detroit face each other a couple days ago. You can see what it was. It was 7-0. A 5 spot for Cleveland in the first. That was the difference, and then 2 in the 6. So Detroit bats couldn't do anything against Cleveland's pitching, and we can see what they've been up to this year, who's been doing good, who's not on both sides, on their averages right here, and we see Detroit's averages. Some of the bats, like McKinstry's doing okay at 400, but then we got some 167s, 200s. Those aren't going to get the job done. You got to do a little bit better, especially against Cleveland's pitching of all things. Yeah. Okay. So let's head over here to the props, and we're going to actually, nope, I got to show you pictures first. Boyd is going out there pitching. So you can see what he's up to: 2-2, 272, 46 Ks, 1.13 whip. He's only been in 8 games all season. You can see the 8 games, and they've all been pretty damn good outings. So you can't complain if you're giving up one run on average. I wouldn't complain. Good numbers. He has not faced Detroit though. Interesting enough, no Detroit facings. And then he leaves and that vaunted Cleveland bullpen comes in. So, I mean, it works out. And then the GOAT himself's going out there. Scoobs, 18-4, 239, 228 with a .92. Dude is an absolute beast. We know this. However, I will show you one thing that you should probably see. So you see he's been a beast. Yeah, he's been amazing. All right. So you want to know, okay, well, how many times has he faced Cleveland? Well, I can answer that for you. 1 time this season. He faced him 1 time. And he gave up the most hits he's allowed all season in 1 game. It was 7 innings, 10 hits, and only 1 earned run managed to score. So he got out of jam after jam after jam, basically, this one. So he only has 6 strikeouts, 12 ground balls, 12 fly balls, 97 pitches. So still a great game minus, that was a lot. That's the most hits he gave up in a game all season. He's still a beast, though, no doubt. So you can see all of his games. They're all there. So right now, makes me lean Cleveland a little bit because they've shown they can hit off him. It's the only time they faced him all year. So let's go with the props. We're going to start with Boyd first. We're going to look at your history. We're going to see what you've done. Now, he hasn't faced anybody except for Green 1 time, 1 at bat, and that's all he has. So nothing there. Detroit versus lefties, you can see the numbers, how they do. Some are great, some are not. So you can see the numbers there, who does what. These are season long. These don't matter as much as they do. If anything, I like the ESPN stats showing the recent playoff numbers. That's what I care more about now. But we'll look at the props. So outs is 11.5. Means if he goes 4 innings, you win. If he doesn't, you lose. That's all it is. It's a simple math. Does he go 4 innings and gets pulled and brings that bullpen in? Or does he get yanked to the first sign of Detroit bats having any success? That's a question. I think he goes 4 innings. So I think he can. So we know Detroit bats are not the strongest. We just know that. They can be on fire all they want. The team is, but Detroit bats are not the strongest. So strikeouts, you can see where he's at. 4.5. I don't trust that. I'm not taking that. Hits. No, it's all over the place. It's a little higher than usual. Earned runs. Yeah, he's been a beast. And walks. I'm not taking these. If I'm going to take a pitcher prop, I'm going to take a Scooble prop. Let's be honest. His strikeouts is at 5.5. He had 6 when he faced him last time a couple months ago. He has hit this number this season 91% of the time. 29 out of 32 games. He has hit this number. It was against Minnesota. It was against Houston, and it was against New York, the 3 games he didn't hit. And 2 of those he hit 5. So 5.5, it's 137. Nope. Let's see, DraftKings, 145. FanDuel, 170. Oh, that's a difference. This is why you need different books, because if you're using FanDuel, you're getting screwed. Because on this line, that's why you have multiple books. Price shop, find the best line for yourself. So you have options out here. Head-to-head, 7 and 6. The last 2 times last year, the 1 time he faced him, 7, 6 this year. So there's a strikeout prop. I like that strikeout prop. However, it is Cleveland. Cleveland and San Diego have been the top 2 in strikeouts all year when it comes to don't bet against them. So I'm a little torn right now because I want to bet the strikeout prop, but I also want to do that. So we look at everything, and still got to show you the history. I'm saving that for here in a second for a reason, because there's one prop in there I love. Here's his hits. He's been a beast. We know that. Here's his earned runs. We know he's a beast. Here's his walks. We know he's a beast. I mean, I'm not showing you things you haven't seen already. And here's his outs, 17 and a half. Does he go 6 innings? If he goes 6 innings, that's a win. That's a thing. So let's go to history. Let's go over here. Boop, boop, boom. There's some success here. And there's an interesting one. I think you already see what I'm pointing at. Jose himself has 21 at-bats with a 429 average. That's some data. That's some good data right there. 1.1 OPS. Now, he hasn't had any home runs or RBIs, but the dude hits the ball and gets on base. That's actually impressive. I like that. So I'm torn. I like his HRR and I like Scooble strikeouts. To the point, I think I'm going to take them both. Why not? Because I think both will hit. So let's go back up. Elton against lefties. Cleveland, you can see how they do all year. Not as important as it used to be. So let's go to bats. If we go to the bats, first thing we see is Quan walks, because Quan has just been crushing the walks, and there's Veerling walks right behind him down here. So if you want to do some walk props, there you go. There's a couple to take. Meadows over half HRR. That's some great stats right there. And there's Jose, 80%, 1.5 HRR. I knew he'd be close to the top, and there he is. And he got some good numbers too. Yeah, we're going to do that. So in lieu of picking a side, because I don't really know who to pick, I lean Cleveland a little bit. I mean, Scooble's a beast, but those 10 hits do worry me a little bit. I'm just going to take 2 props in this one. I'm going to take the Scooble strikeout prop of 5.5 over, and I'm going to take the Jose over 1.5 HR. We'll do those 2, and we'll move on to the next game. All right, game 2, 7:38 p.m. Eastern. We got the Royals and the Yankees, and we can see the Yankees are minus 150 with a 7.5 total. That's better, a little bit normal total, not no 6 nonsense. That's crazy. Let's look at the box score last time they played. It was a great game, 5-6, just all over the place, back and forth. And you can see what they've been up to. We can see how the bats have been doing for KC. We can see how the bats have been doing for New York. New York's only played 1 game. KC's obviously played more. That's why we have like Massey batting 385. That's a key stat because dude's doing good right now. He's raking. But the rest, like Bobby Witt's only batting 214. That's not good. Vinny's only batting $167. These are the stats we need to be looking at. $143. Like, that ain't good. That ain't good. You need to step it up. So right now, Casey's being carried by one person, and it's not the one you think it'd be. So those little things like that matter. So let's head over here to, well, let me show you some pictures. Going out there today, we are going to have, Carlos going out there. We can see he was 16-9, 396, 195 Ks, and a 1.22 whip. So we can see his numbers. Dude has been pretty good recently. There's a couple got bumps in the road, but then he also had zeros with it too. And there was this little stretch. He was just awful for like 3 straight games, but he figured it out. He got better. So I would say he's pretty good now. So because he's had 3 months of just, but these is his worst 2 games in 3 months. Everything else is like 2 or lower. Yeah, pretty good. So question, how many times did he face Kansas City? We got to look at these things. So Kansas City, 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned, 2 home runs, but 9 strikeouts. Okay, we can take that. We'll call that average, not bad. Let's keep going. Any other KC games? Let's keep. There's another one, 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 3 strikeouts. Good game, but not many strikeouts. That matters. And what else we have? Any more? Just those 2. So he's had 2 good outings against KC. KC's bats we see are slumping. So right now I'm leaning New York. I got to lean New York. The numbers are there. But New York is, KC is sending out Cole Reagans. Let's see what he's been up to. 11-9. That ain't a good record. 314, which is 12th. 223 Ks, which is 5th. Pretty damn good. And a 1.14 whip. So we can see his numbers, what he's been up to. Did great in his series against Baltimore. His 1 outing was just great. Great numbers overall. He got hit a bump there, hit a bump here, a couple bumps everywhere. So yeah, more bumps than Rodon, obviously. So we want to see how many times you face the Yankees. All right, well, you faced them on September 11th. 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned, 3 walks, 7 Ks. We'll call that average. Not bad. Let's see. Keep going. We're looking for New York. New York. I'm not seeing. That's the only outing he had. So we have 2 pitchers at average. So now it basically comes down to the bats. So there's no advantage in pitching to me, really. Maybe slight for Colorado, for the New York, slightly. So let's look at props. Let's jump over to the props. We're going to start with OKC. Look at your history. We can see 0 for 2, 0 for 3, 0 for 2, 0 for 3, 0 for 4, 0 for 2, 1 for 3, and 1 for 2. And the 1 for 2 did include a home run for Soto. So not exactly the most dominant for New York. So Cole does pretty good when he faced the Yankees in this one game. So against lefties, we can see how New York has been all year. You see the numbers. Some have been absolutely terrible. Some have been decent. Still, it's like Judge is 311, so it's lower than the season average, so that's why it's red. So, so let's look at the props. Strikeouts is 5.5. For the whole season, he has hit this number 79% of the time. Remember, he is 5th in strikeouts, so he does strike out a ton of people. Clearly, look at the numbers. Head to head, he struck out 7 in his one meeting. So, do we like his strikeouts props? Probably. We saw the one game that they pretty much he shut them down. So, 5.5, you've hit this basically 79%, and then you have a 5 and a 5 and a bunch of 4s and a 3. Can you get 6 strikeouts? I think you can. I think I like this. It feels like a pitching battle is going to happen. Let's look at Carlos. Carlos, show us your stats, your history. You got a lot more history to show. First thing that jumps off the page, Perez, 18 at bats, a 5.56 average with 3 home runs, 9 RBIs, and a 1.6. What the hell? It's madness this time of year. Okay, Perez HRR, maybe Perez home run, because yesterday I said if you like home runs, take Harper. Harper hit a home run. And then I don't remember who I said in the second game, but you get the point. The people that are, yeah, matchups matter. And you can see, oh, Perez loves facing old Mr. Carlos. So you can see the other numbers. Some's just terrible, 0.091, over 3, 1 for 6. You can see the numbers. 6, bam, how is Witt? Witt is 1 for 6. Some of these bad. Yeah, Perez, that's what we're looking at. Against lefties, we can see how Casey's been all year. You can see the numbers. Not the best, so we want to look at props. Outs. Ooh, outs, let's see, that's 15 and a half. Basically, is he going to go 5 2/3? 5 1/3? That's what we're thinking? Okay. I can't. That's a weird one. I don't like that. I hate middle of the outs when they're in the middle of the inning. I don't like that. Strikeouts 5.5. We saw in his head-to-head, he had 9, but then he had 3 or 4 of that, so a little weird. And then he has 0 last year in a game where they lost 5-12. Weird. This year, he's hit strikeouts 56% of the time. He's gone over 5.5, so not as good as Cole. So we'll leave that alone. Hits, we can see these. Not feeling the hits and earn runs and all this stuff right now. Just not feeling those. So. And then let me make sure. Did I even look at the rest? I did look at the rest of Cole's. I just kept on going. I saw strikeouts. I was like, yeah, I like that. So here's his hits. Here's his earned runs. He's been pretty damn good. Walks and outs. Yeah, his strikeouts. I like his strikeout prop. I like this. I think I am taking this because he's hit this literally 79%, and he got 7. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the bats. All right, now we're here at the bats. We have a lot of green on the screen to look at. We can see Massey has over half HRR. We got Soto with a 1.5 HR. Pretty good in the last couple games, last 5, last 10. Cabrera's over half HR. Dominguez has HR prop. Judge. But the one I'm looking at, I don't care about none of this. You already know where I'm going. I am going based on this history right here. Nope, wrong guy. Where'd it go? Swap it up. There it is. 18, 5, 5, 6, and 3. I'm taking Perez in the HRR. I don't care. Yesterday, we popped back over here to the depth chart. He is batting 250 for the playoffs so far. He had 4 at-bats and a hit. Hey, 250 is okay. I'm all right with that. That's about average. We're okay. So I'm going to take Perez over 1.5 HRR just because of that. And I'm also going to take the pitcher prop for, I think it was Cole, right? I think we're taking Cole. Yeah, we're going to take Cole strikeout props. So we're going to take those 2 props. Now on the side, again, I don't know about the side in total because let's pop back over and look at it. I'm taking Cole because I think he's going to show out and have a great game. So that makes me lean KC. And I'm taking Salvi. So now it's like, okay, do I take Kansas City? Kansas City's bats have been so damn cold. I don't think I could take them. So I lean, just like the first game, I lean Cleveland. I'm going to lean Kansas City. We're not touching that total. No, we're just going to take the 2 props again and call it a day right there. All right, that's it. Both games have been broken down. I ended up with 4 props in this one instead of having sides and totals. I told you I lean Cleveland. I lean Kansas City. I don't trust the totals, especially that first one. Like yesterday, both overs hit. I kind of lean unders in both of them, but I would never play those. So you take with that information what you will. I have the 4 props. I appreciate you watching. If you did watch, drop a like, subscribe. Let me know in the comments who you're playing, and we will see you tomorrow for more baseball. Peace.